Good morning. This is Fred Mitchell, Chairman of the Progressive Liberal Party, and today is Wednesday, the 21st of July, 2021. Our Prime Minister is what the Trinidadians like to call a mamagaya. It's an expression which means that he's constantly playing the fool, the equivalent of the Muhammad Ali rope-a-dope strategy. I'm starting off making light of it, but calling a general election, dissolving the Parliament, is one of the most serious responsibilities that a Prime Minister has to perform. It is not a joking matter. For democracy to properly reflect the result, ordain the result, the state machinery must be properly organized to ensure that the result accurately reflects the will of the people. In the state of if there were a state of emergency, there is a need to call a snap election. We've never had to call a snap election in my memory since the general election of 1967. 10th of January. The UBP Premier, Sir Roland Simonette, dissolved Parliament 1 year early. The Governor-General, or the Governor as he then was, Sir Ralph Grey, said at the time that he tried to persuade the Premier not to do so, but the UBP felt that in the circumstances of the allegations of corruption against the government, they needed to get a fresh mandate. So the election was called in November 1966, and the 10th of January was the election day. There is a similar issue today. The public is obviously tired of this administration. By their own poll, 52% of the population is undecided about them, or put another way, at the moment, 52% of the people do not support Hubert Minnis and the F&M by their own poll. The public is simply sick and tired of the pandemic and the way it is being managed by Hubert Minnis. They simply want Minnis to go. There is another problem. The Speaker of the House of Assembly, Halson Moultrie, has fallen out with the government. He cannot be removed except by dissolution. The Speaker has been blocking almost every attempt of the government to push their agenda through. And he spread the rumor that Parliament was to be dissolved yesterday. Of course, it wasn't. He said the government leader in the House will, again, pay any price or sign any piece of paper, is what he said, that's put before him. Talking about Renwick Wells. The Speaker sent the Governor-General his own boundaries report. The economy is in the tank. The pandemic is out of control. The Prime Minister Minnis's bright idea is to blame Brave, and he proposes to put us all on a cruise ship to Miami to get vaccinated. Now, in the Cabinet, you have an Attorney General, Carl Bethel, who is a London School of Economics graduate. In the Cabinet, you have several lawyers. In the House, there is Renwick Wells, who we all thought was a smart and moral man. You have Brent Simonette, who is as rich as Croesus, yet none of them have the balls, the moral fortitude, the courage to tell Minnis he must call the general election. Instead, we have a mamaguying Prime Minister bobbing and weaving on television, roping and doping, while the country is at the knife's edge and going down the tank. This is not acceptable. IMF, it's Minnis's fault. This has nothing to do with Brave. It's Minnis's fault. It is Minnis's fault. Stop jiving around, Prime Minister. Call the election. Ring the bell. Next time, God bless you. God bless the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And we say, Minnis, ring the bell. And on this day, it's PLP all the way.